In this tutorial, I want to quickly show you how you can create a new project in Logic Pro for your iPad. So you can see I have Logic Pro here in my dock. I want to click it to open it. And when you open up Logic Pro, this is the screen you're presented with. You see your most recent projects that you've opened in Logic Pro, along with locations where you can save projects to or open up projects from. Now, by default, Logic Pro saves your projects to your iCloud drive. And in your iCloud drive, there'll be a folder there called Logic Pro for iPad. That's the default location. You can change that location. You can have it saved in other places. You can actually move your projects to different places as you please, but that's the default location in case you're looking. So I'm going to go back to recents. And if I hit select up here, you can see I can go in and select any of these projects. And when I select them, down at the bottom, I have the ability to share those projects with other people that I want to share a project with. I can move them to different locations. I can delete them and more. So if you want to create a new project, what you do is touch the plus here. It will bring you to this screen. And from this screen, you have a lot of options. The first option you have is to create a new empty project. And you have a choice between creating a new empty project that's based around tracks or a new empty project that's based around live loops. Now, here's the thing. If I open up a new project that's based around tracks, it's not like I don't have access to my live loops. As you saw in the first tutorial, you can easily toggle back and forth between your live loops window and your tracks window. So either way, you can get to the other. If I create a live loops project, I can get to my tracks. If I create empty tracks project, I can get to my live loops. Here to the right, you have your new project settings. And here you can go in and set the tempo for your new project, the time signature, the key signature, and you can select your sample rate. Now your sample rate is going to be dictated by your audio interface. I don't have an audio interface connected to my iPad Pro, but my iPad Pro alone has the ability to sample up to 96 kilohertz. If I had a professional audio interface connected, then I could get higher sample rates than that. Quite honestly, 96 is pretty professional. So you just have those options. This is going to change depending on what you have selected as your audio interface. Now, that's how you can create a new empty project. But right beneath that, in this area, this is where you can learn more about Logic Pro and explore all of the different features and things that are there. So this is basically like classes, if you will, or short tutorials on how to use Logic Pro. And as you can see, I've been through quite a few of these and learning how to use this on the iPad. So this is really helpful. And this is just a few selected ones. If you click here on see all, you can see that they have them categorized like get started, browse for sounds and loops, record, edit, and arrange, make drum beats, create live loops, work with plugins. So you have all of these options available to you with different lessons that will help you learn how to use Logic Pro on the iPad. Beneath that, you have also something that I think is really cool, which are these featured sound packs. Logic Pro on the iPad has sound packs that you can download for free that are curated specifically for use in Logic Pro. You see that this is not all of them. There's a see all. And if you go here, it almost looks like you ventured into Apple Music because you kind of see this curated list of all of these releases of sound packs. And this is changing. This is dynamic. This is going to be different when you look at this as opposed to when I'm creating this video. There are going to be new packs in here all the time. And so again, you have sound packs like we just looked at this Ultimate 808s. So then we can go down and you have sound packs by artists and producers. So some of the biggest producers that are creating out there like Boys Noise. There's this gentleman, Oak Felder. He's also a Grammy Award winner. His pack has 460 Apple loops, 4 drum machine designer kits, over 60 samples, 17 keyboard patches, and 1 live loops grid. Let's check it out. I like it. So if I like it, I can just hit get. and it will start that download process, almost like downloading the app, but it's downloading that content right onto the iPad, right into Logic, and we'll be able to access it once we create a project. Let me get out of this. And then finally at the bottom, you have live loop grids. And live loop grids are live loop projects that are already populated with some live loops. Here's a live loops grid that was included in the sound pack from the producer, Oak Felder, that I just downloaded. Well, I'm going to start here by just creating a new empty project that is tracks. Once I do that, you're going to be presented with a dialog that asks you what kind of new track you want to create inside of your project. And I'm going to create a software instrument MIDI track here. You have the option for an audio track, a drummer track, patterns, and a MIDI track with software instruments. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And now I am inside of my new Logic Pro project on the iPad in the tracks view. And in the next tutorial, I'll give you a tour of Logic Pro's user interface.